Hello, good morning. I am in Lisbon for my second day. I have a bit of a croaky throat. I don't know if it's from singing with Gary Barlow last night. I did have a sore throat yesterday morning as well, so I think I'm coming down with something. I've got a bit of a stuffy nose, sore throat. It is what it is. So probably going to pop to the pharmacy today to stock up. Anyway, as you can possibly see, I have an exciting little mini adventure today. So I'm going to get the tram up into Lisbon. I'm near the port at the moment, and then I'm going to get the train over the fancy bridge, and then go to this big statue. I should know the name of it, I don't, and then get the ferry back. So all the transport today, hopefully some nice views. The weather's quite nice today, it's a little bit cooler, it's still warm, but it's sort of like, I think it's only going to be like early 20s only. For a UK girl, that's a lot. But yeah, it's quite nice. And then if I've got time when I get back, I might nip into Lisbon itself. But that way, if I don't, then I can just go straight back to the ship. So yeah, little mini adventure for me today. I'm looking forward to it. Lots of transport. It's quite quiet around here. So this is much nicer than going into the centre first. So yeah, I will see you in a bit. I hadn't realised it was going to be a double-decker train, so I was very excited to be sat on the top deck. And then on the way to the main bridge, there was this really pretty bridge too. And as if by magic, we were on the bridge. You can see the cruise ship in the distance, right at the edge of Lisbon. It took about 2 minutes to cross, so I fast forwarded a lot of this and just got to the end. And you can see we are now over the other side of the river, about to enter a tunnel. I got off the train at Prego and walked along to the statue. Look how green it is. It was beautiful over here. So this is the Sanctuary of Christ the King. It's a statue that was built for Lisbon just after the Second World War as a peace thing. And the views from there were beautiful. So as you can see, you can look out over across the bridge to Lisbon. And there's just a panorama here that shows you all the city centre of Lisbon and all the way across right over to the cruise ship at the end. I also paid the €6 to go to the top of the tower, and then as you can see, you're even higher. The vantage point from here is just beautiful, really, really nice, and a very sort of chilled, relaxed vibe over this side. I think it's Almada, the place is called. Really lovely. And then I zoomed in on the cruise ship, just because. Then I got a tram down to the ferry port, and this ferry then took me all the way back to Lisbon. So you can see there, this is during the ferry journey. You go across the river to get to the other side, back to Lisbon. It takes you right into the city centre ferry terminal. I then found a gluten-free cafe and I managed to get a gluten-free pasta donata. When I say it may have been more than one that I purchased. And then I bumped into this tram. It was really nice to see the tram again today, and surprisingly empty. Didn't actually notice that at the time. And as my final stop, I found a vantage point where I could see the cruise ship. I think my phone battery is about to die, so it's a short one from me, short and sweet, but I've really enjoyed Lisbon today. I went out across the river, and it's just beautiful over there. Technically not in Lisbon once I get over there actually, but just really nice and chilled and a lovely relaxed vibe. And then I came back over to Lisbon and just did a little bit of an explore before getting back to the ship, and it was actually really lovely. I kind of stayed away from the city centre and went a little bit further afield. Loads of little lovely vantage points, viewpoints, little squares. It was just really, really lovely. Also managed to get some gluten-free pastries, so yeah, it was really, really good. Really enjoyed today and feel much nicer thoughts about Lisbon now rather than yesterday's experience. And I'm going to get back on the ship for the next 3 days, and then we'll be home. But yeah, it's been nice in Lisbon today. Also nice temperature, sort of early 20s. I think it's about 21, so it's just nice enough. Loads of people in long trousers and jumpers, but I'm still on my holidays, so it's short to the best stop for me. But yeah, it's been nice, and Lisbon's really hilly as well, so I still got quite sweaty and warm. But anyway, just before I go, look, so excited gluten-free pasta donatas. My household has a lot of these and I can never have them, and I don't think I've ever actually tried one. I'm not sure, I don't remember if I had them before I was diagnosed, but certainly not in the last 10, 15, however many years it is since I've been diagnosed celiac. So yeah, I've got a box of goodies with croissant and gluten-free pasta donatas, so I'm going to enjoy those. So yeah, see you later. At the sail away today from Lisbon, we had a silent disco, although it wasn't particularly silent, but it was very good fun. It's just that a lot of people were singing out loud, which when you have 2 channels is not great. But it was fun. I really enjoyed it, actually. I've never done one before. So that was a really nice end to our cruise. And this is the last time I'll see land for a few days, so just waving goodbye to Lisbon there. And just like before, I wanted to film us going underneath the bridge. So very different time of day. It was about 5 o'clock when we went under the bridge this time. And I chose to do this from a whirlpool because why not? Again, really interesting. There were trains going by, there was traffic, just amazing. You can see us and we are through. And you can see in the background as well the statue, the Sanctuary of Christ the King, over the other side. Of the river. So yeah, we're now through the bridge and making our merry way from the river into the Atlantic Ocean. And here I am, excited to be beginning my journey home. Can you believe this is the first time I've had ice cream on this trip? Shocking. Hello. It is the end of day 12 of my cruise. I've had a really lovely evening actually. I got back onto the ship about 3:30. We set sail about 4:30, something like that. I went out and did a bit of a silent disco, and that was really good fun. And then sat in the whirlpool as we were sailing under the bridge, which was, yeah, really quite special actually. It was really nice in there. And then came back to my cabin, got changed, went out to a show. The shows are really good. I really like the piano shows. And then went and met the couple that I'd bumped into yesterday on my way into Lisbon. We'd agreed to meet for dinner tonight. So went to my favourite, the beach house. Although I really do want to try the ones that I've not tried yet, because I've been to the beach house 3 times now, and I probably should try some of the others. Anyway, had lovely drinks up in the crow's nest with them, and then we went out for dinner, and just a really nice night actually. Lovely couple, and we talked about cruising, we talked about transport, and you know, we've got quite a bit in common actually, but also just some really interesting stories from them. So yeah, it was really nice. Really enjoyed just sitting and chatting and having dinner with people that I feel comfortable talking to and enjoy talking to. So yeah, lovely evening. I'm now back in my cabin. Mostly I've been editing yesterday's video, which is much longer than the previous ones because there was a lot in it, and getting ready for bed. But tomorrow's a sea day. I'm gonna have a lie-in, as long as there's no captain announcements. But it also could be quite an interesting day tomorrow because we've got storms. Now, you might notice that I am not like, oh no, we have storms. I'm like, we've got storms, because I like the fact that I'm on a ship, and when you're on a smaller boat, you really notice the movement of the water, and when you're on a huge ship like this, you don't really. So you sometimes kind of forget that you're actually really on a ship. Whereas for someone like me, part of the appeal is you're on a floating, you're on a vessel that floats in water, and you're going to move around. Like, that's the whole point. So I'm actually really quite pleased. Obviously there are some safety concerns and things like that. We do have to be a little bit careful. We're likely to go through storms, and we're likely to go through very rough seas. We are travelling through the Bay of Biscay, which is notorious for, you know, having rough seas sometimes. We had a really calm crossing on the way down, and we're not so lucky on the way back, but it is what it is. And the crew have all been really amazing at getting everything ready. They knew about this as soon as we were in Lisbon, so they spent the last couple of days getting everything ready to make sure that the ship is in prime condition. And yeah, there's a few things like you can't actually get out onto deck at the moment, so I tried to get out to the promenade deck this evening, and wasn't able to, and we weren't really supposed to hit bad seas until tomorrow afternoon, I think. So I don't know if it's happened earlier or if even the sort of slightly rough seas are a bit rougher than they imagined. But obviously for people's safety, they've chosen to close the deck. So you're not allowed out there at the moment. And also those with balconies on the lower parts of the ship, they've had to have those closed with what they call storm doors, I think. So they had letters through about the fact that their cabin balconies will be inaccessible during the bad weather. So yeah, it could be interesting. The friends that I've made are on deck 17, right at the front of the ship. And so they are right near the top at the front, which is where you can feel it the most. So they've said that if I can't feel it much in my cabin and want to know what it's like, then I can go and visit them, which I may well do tomorrow because I think that would be quite fun. I don't tend to get sickness on large vessels. I do get sickness in like cars and things like that sometimes. So you know, I'll be careful. But yeah, it could be interesting. When I got back to my cabin tonight, actually, we must be rocking more than I realised, because I don't know if you can see it on this, but this is my TV, and as you can possibly see, it's on an angle. My TV should be like that, but when I came back to my cabin, we'd obviously rocked so much that it had moved the TV out. So I'll put it back, but it may well come back out in the night. It is just on a sort of swing hinge. So yeah, it could be an indoor sea day tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. I've got my trusty Horizon, not checked it out yet, so I'll see what activities are on tomorrow. But oh, my TV's come out again already. Okay, I'll just leave it. Yeah, I'm gonna see what it's like. Oh yeah, we are moving quite a bit actually. Yeah, this is gonna be quite interesting. I'm looking forward to being rocked to sleep. I like it. But yeah, so maybe some activities tomorrow, but I also might be really boring and do some laundry and just relax for a bit, watch some TV, do some crochet. Got a little bit of work I'd like to do. Yeah. Anyway, I will love you and leave you for now. The end of day 12 and the end of visiting places as well. So we literally are just on our journey home now. It's going to take over 2 days, but that's all we're doing now is heading back to Southampton. So yeah, I will check in again tomorrow. Bye.